Hey, Kyle Michael here with Michael Real Estate, Remax Momentum. I'm actually here with a good friend of mine, Jake Kettles, who works for Allstate. He has an office over here in Thornton. Jake, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about the company.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, again, my name is Jake Kettles. I'm owner of Allstate office here in Thornton. We've been here for about 6 years since I opened up the agency. Got a great team. Love the local community here, and just wanted to chat a little bit about what's been going on. Obviously, things are getting a little more intense in the insurance world over the last couple of weeks with all the hail. So just wanted to, chat about what's going on. So I appreciate you coming on in.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're here at Allstate. What kind of services do you provide to your clients? What are the different types of services? Obviously, we'll get into the hail here in a few minutes, but what is kind of the realm of all the services you guys provide?
We do everything from your basic home, auto, all the toys in the house, handle life insurance, financial services. We also have a business specialist, so anything on the commercial side of things we can handle in-house as well. Perfect.
Now, we talked about the hail. We had some hail up in Frederick area last week, kind of spurred me on to having this conversation with you. What can you tell us about the hail, the effects of hail on the property, auto, home, and then kind of go into some of the misconceptions about a hail claim and things like that.
Hail's not anything new. We see it usually, year after year, depending, severity differs from year to year, but it's been a big issue in Colorado for a long time. And I think all feel that when it comes to our insurance rates. It's not super fun, but insurance rates have been increasing, continue to increase, and the hailstorms and the cost associated with that has a lot to do with it. I tell all our customers, if there's ever a claim, scenario, something that you're wondering about, call us first.
Right.
Because I think where, customers can get themselves in trouble is anything that happens, automatically calling, the claims department.
Right.
And claims department, the first thing they're gonna do is file a claim. They don't walk you through, is this worth filing? And so that's really where we handle that in-house, is we wanna talk with our customers about what happened and figure out, if this is really worth filing, what do we need to find out, what more can we do to just make sure that it's worthwhile for our customers,
right.
That we're really doing what's in their best interest long-term.
Absolutely. And some of the misconceptions, I've heard people say, well, you get on the Facebook and people are talking about dropping coverage, they're not covering this, they're not covering that. What can you kind of tell us about stuff like that? Is that something to reach out to you if you have any concerns?
That's where, there's so many different variables when it comes to your insurance that a lot of people don't know about. A lot of companies, because the costs are so high when it comes to hail, is they're force placing a lot higher deductibles. Customers usually don't know what their deductible is until they file, and so with houses being so expensive, that's usually a percentage of like what their dwelling coverage may be.
Right.
And with house prices double, triple what they were 5-6 years ago, that deductible can be so much higher. And so that's where calling us, we can really look at your policy to see what's your deductible. Are you prepared to come out of pocket for that? And before we file, let's get somebody out there, a professional, whether it's, if it's water damage, getting a restoration company, if it's hail damage, getting a roofer out, somebody that's local, knows the industry, not
right.
somebody that's coming in from out of state.
Absolutely.
But really, so they can do a professional job and inspect the roof and see, because usually most good roofers know kind of what industry standards are as far as what it's going to take for an insurance company to approve that.
Right.
So let's get somebody up there and figure out what kind of damage we're looking at. What's your out-of-pocket cost from from a deductible standpoint? Just make sure, again, that it's worthwhile for you as the customer, that you're not getting yourself in trouble filing a bunch of small claims.
Right, absolutely. Hey, beware of those door-to-door knockers right now, because they're coming from out of state. You talked a little bit about home values increasing, and I wanted to come from a real estate perspective.
Yeah.
Is that something people should be reaching out to you for yearly, kind of adjusting their deductibles or things like that?
Between, obviously, hail damage, but especially a couple of years ago with the Marshall fires, unfortunately, and it was heartbreaking, but a lot of people learned the hard way that they were undervalued, they're undercovered, because what they bought their house for, they hadn't done an insurance review, and so they found out they didn't have anywhere near to what it was going to take to rebuild their house in this market. So that's really where, again, with your local agency, that's what we pride ourselves on, is doing reviews annually, with our customers, just to make sure that we're keeping up with those costs. That they may have you know, a certain amount of coverage when they bought it 5-6 years ago, that needs to be significantly higher now.
Right.
You know, and so that's where we want to make sure if somebody has a total loss or a serious loss that they're not undervalued. They're not having to pay anything out of pocket, because that's, you know, our job is to make sure we can come in and, you know, repair the damage to where it was at before, you know, whatever the storm was, whatever the loss was.
Absolutely. So you mentioned the Marshall Fire. I know you guys are located in Thornton. What service areas do you guys cover? Do you cover the entire Front Range? Kind of what does that look like? Yeah,
you know, we do. We cover the entire Front Range. You know, being up north, I, you know, do most of my business here in the Thornton, Westminster, Broomfield, but there's no limitation. We're licensed in the state. You know, we can do everything over the phone if needed, you know, so we will write, you know, policies across this, you know, across the state, but definitely across the Front Range.
Perfect. Where can people find you? Address, phone number, email, whatever you want to put out there.
Definitely. You know, you can always email me, jake@allstate.com. You can call our office, is 303-351-7055. Online, allstate.com/Jake Kettles. You can take a look at our site. But yeah, reach out to me directly anytime. I'd love to see what I can do to help you out.
Perfect. Again, hey, Kyle Michael here with Michael Real Estate and Remax Momentum. Jake Kettles with Allstate. Appreciate it.
Kyle, appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Yep.